Hey, what's going on, Supercross fans, and welcome to round 2 of the RMFantasySX show. I am Chase.
I'm Charles.
And we are your SXperts. We are here every week to give you stats on riders, to talk about the tracks, to recap the race before, to help you make your picks for fantasy to maximize points.
That's right.
We have a lot to roll out here for episode 2. And remember, too, if you haven't yet, subscribe to the RM Fantasy YouTube channel. It's separate from the Rocky Mountain channel because then you will know we're coming to you every Wednesday here to help you out. So do that if you haven't.
Yeah.
And then, Charles, too, some people are asking, if you already linked your RM Fantasy account last year, it's still linked. You don't have to redo that whole process. For those that are wondering, you earn cash when you play fantasy. You score points. You get cash for those points to spend on Rocky Mountain's website. If you've never linked your account before, we have a how-to video. We walk you through step by step. But if you've already done it, you don't have to do it again, just so you know.
Yep. So, but if you haven't done it, make sure you get it done so you can use those. Tickets. We're giving away 20 tickets to round 4. So, Tampa, Florida.
It feels early, like round 4 is early to go all the way over to the East Coast, but
yeah,
gnarly for the truck drivers, though. They got to go all the way to Tampa, and then the following week, let's see, no, we got San Diego, Anaheim to Glendale, then Tampa. Okay. Still, it's a long drive.
Still, full 24 hours nonstop at least, if not more, I bet.
Yeah,
so,
it's a haul.
But yeah, if you can make it to round 4, let us know how many tickets you need in the comments down below. And that doesn't include travel, anything like that. It's just the tickets.
Yeah, that's it.
So.
Yeah, comment below. And then Rachel or Bailey, one of our social people, is going to go down and select the winners. Every week I see people that win those tickets. They love it. So it's awesome. And don't forget that RMFantasySX is the official game of Monster Energy Supercross. So make sure, if you haven't signed up yet, look, we give away grand prizes, which we're going to talk about here shortly. We do weekly prizes each and every week and fantasy cash. It's free to play. Go to RMFantasySX.com or download the free app to your smartphone. You sign up, you make your top 5 picks in a wild card, and then you just watch the racing. And I promise you, it is the best thing ever that you can add to watching Supercross.
It is.
It's amazing.
Makes it so much more fun.
But let's talk about why you want to be playing fantasy. We just talked about it. Prizes, folks. That is why you play. We do over $100,000 in prizes every year throughout the entire season, including grand prizes at the end of the year, which include a KTM 450 SXF race prep, a 300 SX race prep. And we also have a KTM SX E5 electric bike. That's just the podium of the grand prize that you can see right now on the screen. So those are at the end of the year, but like I said, Charles is going to walk you through weekly prizes.
Yep, we also give away weekly, so we've got 10. Top 3 on those, you've got the Mobius knee braces. Number 2, you've got the Rhino Power package. That's some really good stuff there. And then 3rd place is going to be the Cherubies $400 spending spree. And then we have prizes from all these other great sponsors.
Yeah, Bridgestone, TLD, Fly Racing, Casual Package, 100%.
Sunnies.
Yeah, and don't forget, those are the weekly prizes, and then you get fantasy cash. So use some cash to go buy what you've been waiting for. Remember, though, that the fantasy cash for each round does expire after a month, so you can't just let it build for the entire season. You got to go use that. Speaking of prizes, let's look at it, though, because I don't know how the heck people did this. But
this is wild.
If you look at the leaderboards, okay, we had 3 people. So right now we're just going to show you the top 3 overall. But how do you get 105 points last week?
I don't know. I feel like
with everything that happened.
Complete chaos.
Tomac going down on lap
105.
1. Jett Lawrence not in the top 5. Hunter Lawrence not up in the top 5. Like Ken Roxon gets 2nd. People knew about it, I guess, because you had Spanky17 who got that $700 Cherry spending spree. Estemic 24, I don't know. 105, he got the Tuss spending spree. Steve-O got 105 with fast flex bars. Holy crap, like, it's insane. But anyway, congratulations. You're at the top of the leaderboard and you won a weekly prize along with the other people. So how do you do it?
That's tough.
It is tough.
There's too many unpredictables. So
hey, real quick, before we dive into highlights, Levi Kitchen bailing after riding free practice going to East Coast.
Man.
Did you see Deegan's comment on Instagram or wherever it was?
What did he say?
So Kitchen made the comment or the post saying, sorry, I'm sick, getting blood work done, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to East Coast.
Yeah.
Deegan just commented, really, dude? That's all he put.
Scared.
I mean, no matter, like, look, I don't care how sick Levi Kitchen was. Unless you're in his corner, there's only really one way to look at it, right?
Well, he does want to ride his best, so if he really is feeling bad, I can sympathize with that. Like, you only have, handful of races here to make it happen.
I get it, man, but it's like, I look at it from Levi's perspective, but I also look at it from Monster Energy Kawasaki and think, well, I don't know. I don't know, like, if Monster Cowie was helping Mitch make that decision, but I look at it as like, hey, Levi, you can't do this on a 450. When A1's rolling up and you're in the 450 class, you can't just be like, you know what, I'm sick. Granted, no, I'm not saying he wasn't sick, but show you can get through some, like, adversity. Like, to me, I'm just like, prove it's like, hey, I was like, A1 was bad, but I got this. Not just like tuck your tail in and run to the other coast. That's how I look at it. And I'm not going to pretend to be in his shoes and know exactly what's going on. And I understand he wants the best chance to win a 250 title, but I kind of want you to show, like, I'll get through this. Like, I committed to the West Coast. That's the coast I'm going to race, but hey, it is what it is.
Is what it is.
All right. Yeah, let's get right into highlights, 450s. Off the start, dude. How did Anderson stay up?
I have no idea. He bounced off of everybody.
What are the odds, though, that of course it's Anderson just coming over on Jett?
Yeah.
I don't know if Anderson was fully to blame for that, but Jett was last off lap 1 basically because of Anderson just getting a little loose off the start there.
Yeah.
But the fact that Anderson stayed up and then came out somehow at the front, okay. Anyway, that was pretty crazy.
That was crazy.
What about Sexton and Tomac, dude?
Oh, my God.
There's a good meme we had about that.
Man, nice little double blip off him.
Sexton he, like, with the double rolled blip. Tomac over. He, like, is there an apology letter coming? At least a text message?
I don't know. I mean,
hey, dude, sorry I
ran
like
you
Chase
over. Hasn't even acknowledged it to anything I know.
I mean he had to do it.
Yeah.
He's like, it's like, I can't wait for you to get out of the way. But, yeah, it's just ironic. Well, not ironic, but.
Well, and it's crazy, too, that, Tomac was feeling good enough to ride how he was riding,
Oh, he crushed it.
After being ran over. Yeah.
Yeah. And then the other question I have, now look, I went to the AMA results page and I looked online, and it shows the results, and it shows an asterisk next to Kenny's name. He was on camera jumping the track. Like, he was cutting that corner after the long rhythm lane, which...
Hashtag shortcut?
Hashtag illegal. Not supposed to jump corners, jump the track, jump over tough blocks. Even Jason Wygant on the broadcast was like, oh, that's a sneaky line. I'm like, that ain't sneaky, that's cheating.
He's been playing too much Mario Kart
to
jump the course.
So anyway, is Kenny going to get dock points? They don't dock positions, but are they going to dock him points?
Could do.
TBD?
TBD.
All right, I don't know.
Now, hey, next up, we've got the MSR track trends. Chase, what do you think?
I'm looking at the track right now. I'm not seeing much that really catches my eye. What I noticed is, well, the start last week was a big talking point.
Yep.
I didn't give it as much thought, I guess, and I was down there looking at it, but once you kind of see how it races, I think it was just weird because it made the guys who were on the inside have to carve right, just the way it worked. So, yeah, guys on the outside that were coming left, and then the guys on the left had no choice but to go right at first. So it just caused for really bad congestion coming off the start gate. This week, you've got more of a traditional start. I don't know. I'm not back-to-back, or not back-to-back woke sections, but I'm having a hard time finding anything too crazy about this track. The dirt's probably going to be pretty similar to A1.
Yeah.
It's been very dry down there, so it's probably going to be another dry racetrack. And that's going to lead me to questions about bike setup, which we'll get to when we talk about Jett and Hunter, because that was probably the biggest what the heck's going on all weekend long.
Oh,
so,
for sure.
Speaking of that, let's get into it here, though. Our Bridgestone top contenders.
Okay.
We just got him in order right now of, well, actually, we got to go over, dude, we never talked about results.
Man.
Wow.
I just have to say,
what's up?
that sand had some chaos going. And between the start and the sand.
Poor Mookie, man. Malcolm just, I don't know what caused that because he got a little sideways. I don't know if it's because he hit the base underneath the sand and got a little kick, but he crashed about as hard as you could crash in a turn. Just coming out of it, gotten buck wild, and then, yeah. Shout out to him, though, for getting the wild card. If you'd asked Mookie after that crash, dude, are you cool at 10th tonight? He would have been like, yeah, I'll take it. So
Yeah.
It was gnarly.
Yeah. Thought he could come right out in the main. That was awesome.
Yeah. So, but it was Sexton, Roxon, Anderson, Webb, Tomac, Malcolm Stewart for your wild card. So we're just going to kind of talk about it in this order, except for Malcolm. We're going to get to him in just a moment.
Yep.
But yeah, your top contenders. Let's start with Sexton. Look, he was 0.3 seconds away in qualifying. That's how far off he was from Tomac, right? He was third overall. You give him, if he goes fastest qualifier, you have the perfect day, man. Went out, gets the win in his heat, comes out, or got the whole shot in his heat race. Then he comes out, man, and almost leads every lap of the main event. He was fourth on lap 1. He got 2 good starts for the night, led every lap.
Managed the carnage.
Yeah.
At the beginning.
Dude, he had a couple close calls at the very end when those lappers out in front of him, making him have to check up a little bit. But
he looks like a whole different rider, I feel like.
Well, we talked about it, right? It's just improvements on the bike. Maybe he's more confident. I don't know, but we're clearly seeing, that was a glimpse of Chase Sexton 2023 on Honda, where he's got the raw speed. He did make that mistake where he stalled it. Ken Roczen almost got caught up to him, but then Chase just like, no, just pulled right back out again. So I'm with you. Different Chase Sexton than what we saw all of last year.
Yeah.
And you give him the win at A1, are you going to pick him to win next week? That's the big question. Like, where do you go from there?
We'll find out in a minute. I'll tell you in a minute.
All right.
I want to talk about Ken Roczen. First of all, big apology to everyone for
we blew
not
it.
saying more. I mean, man, we know that Roczen can be good at A1, and he was good.
Dude, he was. I mean, sorry, let me stop you real quick. Shout out Dr. JB, because we do have the lap charts that he is doing this year. So while we're talking about Roczen, though, we'll show you that lap chart just to give you an idea of who started where and how things went. But remember, you can go to the Discord, download Discord, go there. You have the RM Fantasy server on there. That's where you have the meme submissions, all the stats, everything, and the lap chart. So again, shout out. All right, pick it back up with Kenny. Give me your thoughts on that.
Okay. Blew my mind. I mean, qualified 14th.
It was so bad.
Who would know he'd be running up front?
When he qualified 14th, I thought about our show. I was like, told you. Because we were getting some heat, right? People were like, you didn't talk about Kenny. I'm just like, I felt validated when he got 14th.
Lesson learned.
Lesson learned. Okay.
Man, yeah. So anyway, comes out, wins his heat, and his average, or he has an average finish of 5.5 at San Diego since 2017. So
yeah, I believe that's 6 races total he's done at San Diego since then. And the thing was, he looked comfortable doing it. He's in shape. Like, he ran the pace fine.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was pretty good.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting that he's like, oh yeah, I'm fine with second.
I wanted second.
Yeah.
So he wanted second.
I don't know about that, but
I guarantee he wanted that win bonus.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Yeah, huge shout out to him.
All right.
That was awesome.
Well, again, do you put him in your top? That's the hard part, right? Because you have Jett, Lawrence, and Hunter who don't go in the top 5. So do you just assume, okay, week 1 it was bad, you're going to throw him into your top 5, or are you going to say, no, like, let it, like, at least Hunter, like, let him do it once before you are going to chuck him in there. But Jason Anderson got 3rd. Again, don't know why we really doubted him. He's won A1. He got 2nd last year, and then he comes and backs it up and gets Jason always starts out hot.
Yep.
I don't know why we haven't learned our lesson yet. So, look, in San Diego, though, 5.78.14.4. So his 4th is 5.78.14. He won San Diego in 2018. My question is, he broke spokes in that first turn. And you actually see him in the early laps right before Kenny gets around him. He jumps the triple, looks down at his wheel. He said he could hear him, and he was scared about it. Does he beat Roczen if he doesn't break his spokes. Because once Kenny got around him, he just kind of maintained the same gap the whole time. And I'm sure he was just looking behind to make sure no one else is coming up on him. And we saw what happened there. But does he beat Roczen if he doesn't have broken spokes?
I don't know. I mean, it would be hard to push knowing you have broken spokes.
I know.
Like, it's got to be a little eerie.
This is all theoretical,
But
I don't know if he does or not. I don't think it really matters.
know, man.
I know that, again, ran top 5, crushed it. Do you put him in your
I
top
think it
5?
depends how much of the track Kenny cuts.
That's
Just kidding.
true.
Jokes.
Hey, tenths are tenths,
No,
bro.
Yeah.
They add up here and there. All right, give us Cooper
Sure.
Webb.
Okay, Cooper Webb. Man, never let you down. He's pretty consistent. Let's see, he's only finished outside of the top 5 3 times last year. Pretty dang good. Started 9th and got to 4th. He was even catching Kenny and Jason towards the end. So, I mean, I'm feeling good about him. I'm definitely going to have him in my top 5, but
I
probably
guess
not
he had a bad
not at the
crash
top.
in the offseason, but kept his secret pretty well. I didn't learn about that till after. But yeah, man, that's Cooper Webb for you. Like, you didn't really hear much about him all day long. He didn't qualify all that great. The heat race, I think he was like 4th or 5th at best, and then comes out, and you're watching the main event, and you're kind of like, oh, Webb's in like 7th or 8th. And then it's like, oh, Webb's in 4th. But other than that, like, you wouldn't really, he just was quiet all day.
Yeah.
But 4th place.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of
Just
what he
there.
does, man. Is Beast Mode back?
I think he's back.
That
Dude.
was, what?
I'm just saying, like, he was a lot of times if he gets further back, he just kind of gives up, is what it feels
Or just
like.
kind of, well, stays where he's
Cruise,
at, maybe?
Yeah, cruising.
Dude, that was a beast mode ride. I was there. I was in person. I was watching it. It was, what blew my mind, and we're going to talk about Jett Lawrence next, though, is like Jett stayed almost where he was. Tomac was on the move, and he did have, so he was your fastest qualifier since 2022. Had the 3rd fastest lap of the main, but that was coming through the pack the entire time.
Yeah.
I don't know if he got one single just clean lap. Maybe after he got around whoever was in 6th place at the time, when he moved into 6th, then he was chasing down Barsha. I think maybe he had a couple clean laps there, but that was later in the main. And so, yeah, that was beast mode, straight up.
I'm surprised he went for it with Barsha. I was like, don't end everything right
Oh,
now.
I know.
Like,
And did you
I was
see?
scared for
Did
retaliation.
you see how defensive he was after he got around him too? Yeah, but no, but Barsha had a good ride. So we talked about Barsha being at the Baker's factory. His bike looked really good. So yeah, Barsha 6th place was awesome. But Tomac was definitely, if Tomac doesn't go down that first lap, I really do think he wins that main event. I think he could have built up a 3 or 4 second gap right then and there, and I think he could have maintained that because it's A1. So I think if Sexton gets to 2nd, if he sees that Tomac's 3 or 4 seconds, I think mentally to say, hey, it's the opening round, chill out, no need to freaking try and go wide open to pass Tomac and get that win. But hey, that's why it's Supercross. Tomac goes down, but amazing ride for him. Jett Lawrence, this will be the biggest question mark of the weekend.
Yeah.
No doubt people are going to throw him in the top 5, but what are you going to do, Charles?
I'm putting him in my top 5, but surprisingly, I know I'm going to get hate. I'm not putting him to win, though.
Well, that's fine. I really do think that this bike setup is a much bigger issue than what anybody had thought. There was rumors floating around, but what we just saw, if it was just Jett, you could say, dude, it was just a really rough night. But him and Hunter both struggled really bad.
Yep.
They both crashed right towards the end of the whoops. James Stewart, to his credit, was talking about Jett's bike being nervous on the chatter, and then literally in the broadcast, you see Jett get a little bit of head shake going across that straight there.
Needs more tension.
Yeah, you tell a mechanic. Crank that steering system down tight enough. It wasn't tight enough. Is 1 week enough time for them to sort it out and get to... Because Jett just watched Chase Sexton, Eli Tomac, and these guys, and there's no way that they can look at that and say, those are the same guys you just dominated last year. I don't think they can honestly say they have to say they're better.
Yeah.
Which means I think Jett really this year to win these races, like you really do have to be 100%. I was on Race Day Live and I said, yeah, I picked Jett to win. I think a 90% Jett can beat a 100% Tomac or Sexton. I don't think that right anymore after seeing that.
Yeah.
I think so anyway, Jett will be in top 5 for many people, but Tomac is a really good pick for San Diego. So is Sexton. Jett maybe has a mission to prove. He's pissed off. And you brought up, too, the whole Get ECU thing.
Yep.
Their starts sucked.
Yeah.
In the heats and the main event.
Yeah, let's see. 12th place start in the heat. And, I mean, I hate to say it, but if you get a better start in the main, like, maybe you don't get tangled up in all the carnage.
But he got a bad start. Didn't have a great gate pick for the main, right? But, yeah, it's him and his brother. Hunter got an okay start. I can't remember if it was the heat or the main, but Jett starts were not good. Not what you're expecting. So, yeah, you got that combined with the bike thing and all this other stuff. So, yeah.
And they're using different fuel now, right?
Yeah.
Too, so
there's all these factors that are going into it, right? But anyway, I guess we'll see come round 2 in San Diego this weekend what's going to happen. All right, so here we have it. Works Connection Wildcard Watch. It's 7th place this week. Charles Plessinger, start us off.
Man, I'm surprised he didn't finish higher up than he did, and I definitely expect him to see him up around there, 6th, 7th, maybe even a little more, but I think 7th would be a good improvement for him. So last weekend, qualified 9th, started 17th, and finished 9th. He won San Diego in 2024. Is that fire? Do you think that fire is going to launch him, give him enough motivation to launch him into the top 5?
It was just a really quiet day for him overall. Does it catapult him to my top 5 because he won last year? No. Every year, man, it's elevated, and it's start cross. Like, you got to start. He said it in his interview. Yeah, he was 4 out of, I think, 5 or 4 out of the first 6 rounds, top 5 last year, but his starts put him up there, right? There was nobody, he wasn't starting 9th and charging up or starting 17th and charging up to the front. So you got to nail the starts, and yeah, there's just too many fast dudes. So based on what I saw in A1, it doesn't, and you remember last year that race that he won, Kenny went down leading, it was a mud race.
Yeah.
So it's not enough for me to put him into my top 5, but still 7th place is a phenomenal result, and that's an improvement from last week. So I think 7th's a good spot for him.
I agree.
All right, Justin Hill, my guy. Did I not say it last week? I said Hill's going to surprise people.
Yep.
I had him for my wild card in 10th, and he surpassed my expectations and got 8th. He was passing Tomac back in that main event. It was freaking sick. So yeah, Justin Hill qualified 6th. He finished 8th. Here's the only question mark I would have, though. What's more likely, for Hill to improve one spot or to get pushed back, knowing that hopefully Hunter and Jett are going to be better? That's the real question mark, right?
Man, I mean,
I'm for the latter.
Yeah, I hate to say it, but I think that's what's going to happen. He might get pushed back.
I hope he proves me wrong. But I do feel like Justin Hill is more likely to finish 8th to 10th than move up. Because pending Jett and Hunter have the night that they did, I would put them ahead of him.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, so Justin Barsha.
Yeah.
He's a guy that always starts the season strong, and there was no disappointment to that. I mean,
we should have just gone off of who's done the best at A1s, and we probably would have been perfectly fine. Because Barsha's won it multiple times.
Yeah, maybe that's what those 105 pointers did.
Probably didn't. Yeah, they didn't listen to us.
But yeah, got 3rd in his heat. He was in 5th for a while, long time, and got passed by Tomac right at the end there. So ended up 6th.
Yeah,
so
looked good.
Yeah, I'm just assuming that most of those top 5s are going to be pretty close and still up there, and then we're going to add Jett to that mix.
Right.
So I'm thinking he gets pushed back 1.
Okay. More likely to move back 1 than to go forward, is what you're saying. Kind of like a Hill.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Justin Cooper, he's probably my least favorite pick. Well, I don't know. I mean, he finished 3rd in his heat, but he faded from 3rd to 7th in the main. He was up front. He didn't go down. He just got passed. So, yeah, I think with Jett and Hunter having a better rebound week, Justin Cooper is like a 8th to 10th place guy for me.
Yeah.
Could be good, but yeah, I'd put him in that range.
So there is one stat that does make him sound good, though.
What's that?
So season average finish in the standard round, 7.69 in 2024.
Yes, 7th to 10th is like, I think, kind of his happy spot, but I think a 7th, like he had good results last year, but I think that was later on. So right now, 7th to 10th, I think is a happy spot for Justin Cooper.
Yep.
Okay, our last guy, Hunter.
Hunter, yeah, finished 7th 4 times last year, and that'll be a pretty good improvement over last weekend. So
4 spots better.
yeah, be in that
yeah.
range.
Same stuff we already talked about with Jett, just the bike. Just got to figure out the bike and hopefully they get those starts back going. One honorable mention, though, is Malcolm Stewart. Again, shout out for going down really hard, but still getting back to 10th place. I think Malcolm is a 7th place guy all day long. Just don't know how beat up he is after last week. So if you want to, I don't even say it's really a gamble. It's just kind of a question mark right now. Don't know how beat up he is, but I think Malcolm would be a good pick for the wild card in 7th place. So take that for what it's worth.
All right, Chase, it is time for the Cherubies lock 'em in. Who you got?
All right, I'm taking, I guess you could say, kind of a gamble, but I'm going to go Tomac. Look, he bout ripped the whole shot, was going to lead, made a silly mistake, but I'm going to go Tomac, Sexton, Jett, Webb, Roxon. So I think Jett is going to take Ando's spot. Could be totally wrong. And then I'm going to go, I feel like that start, though, the main start for me was like a miracle that Anderson somehow got up front. Because his jump was not that great.
Right.
And then I'm going to go Malcolm Stewart for 7th.
Not bad.
That's what I got.
Bad.
What do you got?
I've got even better picks. So I'm going Jay Coop for the wild card.
Let me help you out over here. You got Jett.
No, I've got.
Or you got Sexton?
I've got the man. I think he made a statement ride, and I'm doubling down.
Tomac.
Yep.
Jett.
I've got I've got Tomac. Same reasons you're talking about. Jett, I think he recovers strong. And then I've got Cooper Webb.
No, you don't. You've got Roxon Webb.
Oh,
Man doesn't even know his own picks.
I've got Roxon.
Okay.
Real strong ride from him. And then Cooper Webb's always there. So
All right.
how do you bet against that?
You don't. You put him in your top 5.
You got to have him in there.
Okay. Fair enough. Well, look. That's it. They are locked in. Those are the picks that Charles and I have. Remember, join the RMFantasySX group. You can do that. You can join up to 5 different groups that you're playing with. You can create your own group if you want to. But if you want to see how you're doing against Charles and I, please join the SXperts group. And with that being said, last but not least, it is the meme event.
Yep.
There was 3 memes on the Discord that stuck out to me, Charles. Did you look at all of them?
Oh, yeah. There's some good ones.
The Power Wheels, I'm just going to say it was my favorite.
Takes the cake.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
The Power Wheels was
Chase
good.
running over Tomac.
Yeah, the Tabasco one we really liked. That one was Tomac, leading laps and then going down. But did you really pick him to win? I don't know. Maybe I could see the Tabasco sauce if you picked Tomac to win, but not many people did, man. He was in the single-digit percentage of win from all the players.
Yep.
And then, last one. What was it?
One of those single digits picked him. But, yeah, the AP, the Temu version of AP.
I didn't see that guy walking around the pits, but after seeing that, I'm like, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
The meme king was just out there trolling, getting pictures. That's pretty good.
That's awesome.
But yeah, I'd say the Power Wheels is probably my favorite one from this week.
Yeah, same.
All right. Well, if you want your chance to have your meme be shown in the show and get a shout out, make sure to submit those on the Discord. But please join us each and every week. Be sure to follow us on Instagram, on X. And yes, subscribe to the RM Fantasy YouTube channel. Join us each and every week. Comment down below if you can get tickets. Can you go to Tampa?
Yep.
And then also put your picks down below. Give us your top 5. Are we wrong about somebody? Argue with us. We love to hear it, but give us your picks down below. We want to see what everybody's thinking. But as always, thank you so much for tuning in and watching the RM Fantasy SXperts show. We had a blast today. Good luck on your picks this weekend. Charles?
Catch you guys next week.
See you then.